what's the biggest thing that you, as a sports bettor or from a customer experience, want to see an improvement on, or something that the books, you want the books to do in Vegas in particular, from a sports betting standpoint, that, maybe catches up with the rest of the country? Because you mentioned prop betting is maybe a little bit limited in Las Vegas, but from your standpoint, what do you want to see from the books in Vegas?
Yeah, more product. I think that we're the sports betting capital of the world. We advertise ourselves as such, but it's simply
Sure.
not true. And we really have let some of the East Coast books and the international books, storm past us in terms of, what's being available. And I'm not asking for the moon here. It's like you don't have to tell me put up a line on tackles on the middle linebacker. Just give me the skill position players, put up the starting quarterback, the number one running back, and the top two wide receivers and the top tight end, in terms
Yeah.
of, and you don't even have to put everything up, but just put yards and receptions and have it out there for people.
I know you mentioned a couple of books that do have those prop betting available in Vegas there. Can you just name those books again for our listeners here that do have those prop bets available?
Yeah, so Caesars, I would say, and MGM are one and two, but the
Okay.
problem with both of those is they limit winning
Right.
players and sharp bettors, so that then you got to sign up for your uncle and your aunt and your next door neighbor, and it's really naive of them, because it's like anyone who really wants to get that bet is going to get that bet anyways. I can understand the restricting bonuses.
Right.
Don't give bonuses to those folks. That's fine. Cantor, Circa does it right, but Circa, they know they're vulnerable in these props, so they don't put them up until the weekend, which is fine in my opinion. They've got them up on Saturday and Sunday for you to wager on with fair limits. So I would love to see more books to take an approach like Circa. Westgate does it to some extent, but they have a more limited menu than Circa does.
And what are the limits there for the prop bets for at over there at Circa?
$1,000 on player props on the weekend, which is,
All right.
in my opinion, is very fair.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right, that is going to do it here for this edition of the Week 11 Fezzik Focus podcast. It was a great weekend of sports. Covered a lot of stuff here on this Fezzik Focus podcast. Fez, anything else you want to mention to our wonderful listeners before we do go our separate ways?
Why is Army catching 14 and northwards of 14 in Yankee Stadium against Notre Dame? I cannot understand. I'm not a college football guy, but that line made no sense to me. Any thoughts on that?
I would have to send a text to our college football guys, whether that's AJ Hoffman, whether it's Scott Steinberg, but we would have to get information on that. But off the surface, Fez, I'll mention this. It makes me maybe scratch my head a little bit there as well on why that line
Army will
is
win the game
14.
outright. Let's go.
All right, there we go.